missing is because of me. I'm like Ace, I have nowhere to sleep, so we roam on the road with the other three. Feeling old and alone, then we're young and free. Nowhere to go and no home, cause they're scared of me. Listen, Miss Vixen, to your cold heart knocking. It's your heart blocking it. Scarlet, you're fixing all the holes where life should be. What do your eyes see true? We are vicious, though we never intended to be malicious. True, we're all in this, fan out the boring and repetitious. Yes, we're suspicious, so we leave no trace when our job is finished. We are listless, and we tear away.
Look at the sky, the sun won't ask for what if it can rise. Look at your mind and ask yourself what keeps you trapped inside. Look at the lies that follow you when you run and hide. Look at the sky, the sun won't ask, 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 the world if it can rise.
What's going on, DPL? My name is the Shoveler, and we got an action-packed game tonight. We got Slaughterhouse and Mazer. Mazer so far undefeated with 4-0 so far, and we're looking to see if they're gonna be knocked off the top of the leaderboards today. But with me today, we got Spooky. Spooky, how you feeling about this one?
Well, so far, I mean, both these teams have shown time and time again that they're a force to be reckoned with. But I know that Slaughterhouse has some very, very strong players on their side. Mackie with the mop as per usual. And last time that I saw Slaughterhouse play, when I was casting their match, they did some very, very interesting plays against, I believe it was Hypa. Yeah, it was Hypa. They did some crazy plays against Hypa. So Slaughterhouse definitely has some tricks up their sleeves, but so does Mazer. So it could go either way right now, but I don't know. I'm feeling pretty strongly towards Slaughterhouse right now.
Oh, really? So you think that Slaughterhouse is gonna mix up here?
Maybe, yeah, because they've done a lot of interesting stuff so far. So it's not far fetched to think that they'll bring some more cards to the table against Mazer here.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to see possibly some new maps we haven't seen this weekend. I know we've had a little bit of technical difficulties this weekend, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we're not gonna have anything going on with this last match of the weekend. Didn't have anything the game before with what was that Hypa and it was Fierce. That's right. I don't think we had any problems there. But hopefully we get this game going soon. No, it's an exciting one. But for Mazer, we got Roadrunner, Smit, Omerta, Death, and Mace. And on Slaughterhouse, we got Mackie as always, Josh, Volps, Rain, and Rezi bringing in that lineup there. Uh, both these teams, very experienced here. They've both got mini games under their belt. They work together. They practice a lot. Uh, Definitely going to see a very tight competition here. Anything that we should look out for here, Spooky?
Well, as I said before, Mackey's always crazy with the snipers, the saber, the mop. Either way, Mackey's always pinpoint accurate with those snipers, and also just other players on Slaughterhouse. You know, I know that Rezi, Josh, Volps, and Rain are all very, very strong aimer players. They're all very smart players as well. They come up with some very interesting plans, and I know that Mazer also has very strong contenders on their side. Just both teams are absolutely experienced here, and this is going to be a match to behold, I think.
Think you're right. What do you think? Any team has a strength on defense or attack? Which one do you think has the advantage there?
Well, I know that Slaughterhouse has very strong attack plays as well, and I know that so they also have a pretty strong defense. I'm not entirely sure on Mazer's end, but I do know that Slaughterhouse at the very least has very, very pinpoint accurate attacking rounds. Sometimes they know exactly where to strike to delve into an enemy's weak spot in their defense. So I think that I don't know. I'm really looking forward to seeing Slaughterhouse play here. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure on Mazer. I know that they're a very strong team. I'm not entirely sure 100% on their strengths. So it's going to be interesting to see how exactly they play against them.
You're right here. Gonna have our game getting started here shortly, but to break things off, Spooky, have you been playing any games recently with Due Process that have had anything new that you've noticed? Any sort of change up in the meta at all?
Well, I've played a little bit recently, and I don't know. I haven't really noticed anything crazy on mine, although I haven't been paying attention too hard into different changes. But I know a lot of these maps have been a little bit crazy recently. The maps I've seen in the past few weeks have been a little funky. I've seen some very weirdly shaped kill houses, like very long kill houses, and also C stores have been a kind of pattern of having like a storefront right in the center and then rooms surrounding the storefront. So I wonder if the maps this time are going to be any different than that. But honestly, I think that seeing these maps kind of being a little bit weird is always a great thing to see, because if the map makers on Giant Enemy Crab are experimenting with different map styles, and that means that the teams have to come up with some interesting plans and think out their plans a little bit better to kind of counteract the defense of the other team, because some of these maps, they have some really weird strategies for actually attacking. Have you seen anything specifically, Shoveler?
So the strange maps that I've seen have mostly been on C-Store. I've seen some wild placements of freezers and arcades that have really thrown me for a loop, especially freezers that are kind of packed right there in like the center of the map. Usually
Yeah.
it makes it like a weird intro into the map having to, usually I see a freezer and I just think smoke. I don't want to even go near that, especially on attack, just because it's so scary to like peer into those. I mean, I'm definitely a casual player, so I haven't been able to notice people behind the shelves. I've been have a hard time picking them out among the products there. But yeah, when I see a freezer, I get a little nervous and I always try to smoke it out, especially if there is a rooftop entry point, and that usually leads to a pretty nice intro. I think our match is getting away here shortly. I believe so. I think we're underway here.
Yeah, I agree with the freezer sentiment. I've seen a lot of players just kind of like smoking off the freezers and not worrying about it. So I think that they're on your side there when they just don't want to deal with it. Some of those freezers can get a little claustrophobic and also just very dangerous with players hiding behind the shelves. And also, I have seen a lot of players shooting out the shelves to use it as a rotate hole. So it's kind of used either way from teams. But those freezers are definitely very scary sometimes.
Something I've just noticed on the intro kind of cutscene where you got the both teams facing each other. I didn't realize you could turn on your flashlight there. Something I've just noticed.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to try the next time. But yeah, definitely looking to see some mix-ups here with these maps. I'm kind of with Zombie when he mentioned before about arcades having a bunch of DDR machines and having it nice and open. I get kind of annoyed when I have to rush to an arcade that's got a bunch of machinery in it. But anyway, moving into our first map here, Factory on Neptune Tusk. Spooky, what you got for me?
Well, it seems like we've got another factory map with an office. This is another thing that I've noticed in a lot of these maps, that the factory maps seem to have a lot of open spaces near the bomb and then just one office peering into it, which is not a bad setup, to be fair, because it kind of sets up secondary objectives for the attacking team, because they have to think, they have to go for the bomb, but before they take the bomb, they have to take the office, because otherwise they're going to get shot from above when they're trying to take this spot. And we're also seeing here that there's a power switch in the office as well. So if we're going to see attackers attack this map, I think we're definitely going to see some sort of breach through the office, because they want to either get this power or they just want to clear it out from any defenders to make sure that they're not being contested from this top area. We're also seeing here that the attackers are kind of marking out the fan area, and it looks like to me they might go for that kind of breach, and it's not a bad idea. They have shelving all across to kind of get a quick preview of the entire bomb area before they drop in, drop smokes in, drop flashes in, whatever they need to do to actually shoot the defenders here, because you see some gaps here. They've actually marked this out right now. The line of sights from the fan, there is some shelves that have been knocked out from here that can kind of peer over all these shelves. So I think you can actually cover your bomb diffuser from the fan. I'm not entirely sure, but I think you can. So it looks like we do have some defenders lining up underneath that to put some barbed wire up, setting up snipers. And I think that Mazer here has a pretty good chance of defending against Slaughterhouse if they can get their sniper shots off, because we do see Omerta here with the F1, Lagros, and Mace with the mop.
Yeah. Not seeing a Saber being pulled out here on this factory. A little unusual, but it looks like, the garage door is open, taking a few pot shots there. Slaughterhouse actually taking some damage there from a little advanced play here from Mazer. There's now slow creeping their way. Mazer definitely knowing they're probably going for that fan now, having seen what their movement is like. Mace holding down the line with the mop up there. Merta watching that fan, ready with a molly. Slow creep onto fan here. Smoke goes out. Smart play. Set the charge. Charge goes off. They're now above this catwalk here. Wait for that smoke to clear to push in. Smart molly goes out. Ooh, couple bits of damage there on Slaughterhouse. Oh, Death takes out Rain. Early shots. Josh very low. Sneaking around. Gonna find Omerta there. Merta goes down. Volp's on the catwalk, falling down into the barbed wire. Caught there. Roadrunner holding down a line of sight there, taking them out. Oh, it was lightning fast as that breach just turned to a disaster as sidelines were held very well by Mazer there, able to take out and pick shots. Unfortunately, Slaughterhouse just getting caught behind the shelvings, not able to do much except take down Omerta. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed right there that Mazer just immediately knew what the attacking plan was. We saw that a smoke went out on the fan by the attackers, and then immediately Mazer throws a Molotov up there and starts taking pot shots in and just slowly whittling down their health. And the garage door opening at the beginning of the round put them at a pretty big advantage. It knocked down the armor for most attackers, meaning the second they breached, if there's a Molotov, they're just chipping away at their health slowly but surely. And then the second that they breach in, even if they're flashed, they need to shoot them a couple of times just to take them out. And that's exactly what we saw right there. They just immediately taking them out and getting the kills. Just very strong defense from Mazer right there. And Slaughterhouse is going to be kind of hurt from that right there. And this is not going to be an easy map for them to take, especially with this kill house being so close quarters. They're going to have to kind of focus on shotgunning, I think, because a lot of doors, a lot of angles to clear. They're going to have to flash through all these rooms. We're seeing that, considering that Slaughterhouse has lost their clacker last round, they're going to have to focus on getting probably an eco round or getting a very strong breach through a red door and making sure that they win and keeping that clacker. And knowing Slaughterhouse, I think they're going to go for the clacker play. Just... Shoveler, what do you think is going to happen this round, especially with Slaughterhouse being down a clacker and a lot of utility?
Yeah, they're down a lot of utility. Honestly, taking the eco play, I wouldn't blame them here. They got office marked up there, but I'm a little unsure. As a defender, I would be hard pressed to place someone in office if you knew they were going there, just because of how tight it is. Unless you've got like an auto shotty in there that when the door goes, you can just blast unrelentlessly. Other than that, this is a tough. You kind of got a big pick of entrances here, but yeah. What do you think, Spooky?
I don't know, because it seems to me that Mazer seems very prepared. They're breaking all the glass immediately to not have to worry about that. And Omoto right there with the knack and the Molotov just ready to clear out the checkpoint green door if it comes out. And the rest of the defenders just stacked up north side, although they are revealing a lot of their positions here by the UAV, so the attackers are going to know where they are.
Right, they are bringing the clack here, but it's mostly just AP-25s and a single shotgun here on Resi. Mazer split up quite a bit here. We got Roadrunner just holding it down with Igmar, Omerta with that clack, and Mace with the mop. They're taking a quick peek onto checkpoint here, see if it's clear. Charge goes out. Roadrunner's backing up a little bit, see if anyone comes through. They're taking their time. I believe Slaughterhouse is expecting a molly there to slow them down, but now they're just slowly going. There it is. There's the molly on hallway. So a big slowdown here as we wait for the utility to clear. Looks like reconfiguring here for Slaughterhouse to make their way in here. That barbed wire push into the bomb is going to be a problem for them. They didn't bring any up. Actually, Rain's got a single frag that they could use there. But just a bunch of wall bangs here going out. A little bit of damage on the Slaughterhouse and Mazer, but nothing so far. There goes the frag to clear the barbed wire. Push coming in here, possibly a bunch of... There goes the flashes. Roadrunner holding down the bomb. Push in there. Death goes down. Roadrunner goes down. Mace caught in the back with a mop. Nothing he could do. Smith backing up with the Kruger. Omerta with the knack. Nothing much. It's just a very clean entry. Controlled.
Wow.
Well played. Excellent use of utility there to clear the barbed wire to make the rush with the flashes unsuspecting. And Death and Mace just got caught in backstage with a very equalized push.
Yeah, right there. That was what I was talking about. The precise attacking. I mean, right there, the second that Slaughterhouse got a foothold, immediately they're just throwing flashes in. And once they got control of that bomb room after taking out Mace and Death, just immediately defusing the bomb, putting pressure on the defenders on the eastern side of the map, and then just holding these angles. They set up perfectly on these corners to hide behind the cover and shoot in, and they got a perfect line of fire right there onto the 3 or 2 defenders left on the map. Absolutely perfect attacking round from Slaughterhouse, only losing 1 attacker, I believe. Very efficient and a very good use of their clacker. And now they're kind of evening it up right there with the utility. Mace, I believe, losing the mop, and now they're up 2 snipers, I believe, if they picked up if the attackers picked up the mop, they might be up 2 snipers, especially for the C-store. This might be extremely useful for them because considering they have that wall charge. So this could go very well for Slaughterhouse, depending on how Mazer decides to tackle this defense. And this C-store, once again, is what I was mentioning, just a big storefront in the center and then a bunch of rooms surrounding it all around. And what we see most of the time is that the defenders will kind of stack up around the area and kind of focus on holding these entrances. But the freezer is a big issue here, considering that it's watching the shed. If we do have attackers coming in from this freezer right here, we are going to see probably some defenders shooting through the freezer shelves, get some shots into the red door, which is not a bad move by the attackers, to be fair. They can move in through the red door, get that bathroom, and hit that power. And then they also have the teller button available, so they can hit the teller button and then turn off the power. So then they just have complete access into the storefront. Nothing the defenders can do about it, although it does look like the defenders are planning against a storefront breach. So I think that if Slaughterhouse goes for a storefront breach, which might be what they're going for, it seems, then Mazer is going to be prepared for it. You know, they'll set up on these freezer shelves, like you mentioned, and they'll shoot through if they need to. And honestly, to me, it looks like the shed or storefront breach is really the only viable option here. Arcade is okay. It's not terrible. It's very open, so it's not bad to look through the window, kind of get a peek in. But storage doesn't really give you much access other than storefront, but very open area. And just in general, storefront and the freezer breach seem to be the most powerful ones right now. And we are going to see that Slaughterhouse is planning for a storefront breach, but Mazer is just prepared for it. They're all setting up in the freezer, ready to hold off against this storefront breach.
Right, yeah, utilizing that double doors in the front to get a nice big open space here. A wall charge is all they've got left here. The double snipers, Mackie and Josh, both holding a Mackie with the mop and Josh with a saber. Oh, they opened the shutters there. Josh goes down. What a smart move. Knowing that possibly they're going to have both snipers there just to put pressure on them, and they know they're creeping around the back. The wall charge goes out. Slow push here. Molly goes out. A single flash that's going to be wasted. A couple shots go in there trying to take out maybe Smith, possibly Roadrunner there. But now it is just slowed down completely. The doors go back open, and Omerta pays the price for it. Now here comes the push here, slow push. Another Molly goes out, taking a few little damage there. Rezi goes down from Mace in the freezer. Volp's creeping around on Roadrunner. Mace having to make a rotation here. Got only a flare, expecting the lights to go down, but that was not the push. Smoke goes out, blocking Smith with the auto shotty, pushing out to put a little Molly pressure out there. Bomb is open and free now. Mace. Oh! Mackie with a mop shot into freezer on Mace, taking them down. Now bomb pressure. Smith alone with the auto shot. He gets smoked out, having to rush forward. They know where he's going to be. A trade with Slaughterhouse remaining on top to go 2-1.
That was remarkably close right there, because Mazer knew exactly what was happening. They set up perfectly for that, but Slaughterhouse, they adapted pretty well to that. Maze absolutely shredded through Slaughterhouse in the beginning, though. It was not looking pretty for Slaughterhouse at the beginning.
Is that a 3K?
Yeah, it's a 3K, and Maze immediately, as soon as Volps cleared that or kicked that office open, just took the shorty shotgun out and just blasted the attacker right in the forehead, and continued to peek through the freezer, but it wasn't really enough to take out Slaughterhouse as a whole. But it was a very close round in the end. But I think that the main problem with the defense there was they expected the storefront breach, but instead of making good use of that information and just setting up, they kind of kept on opening the shutters, and while it did get them 1, maybe 2 kills, it kind of hurt them a lot more than it helped them, because they ended up losing a lot of defenders immediately from the snipers outside. It probably wasn't the smartest idea to open up the shutters for the snipers to get shots in, but I mean, it got them a few kills. So if they had left it at the beginning, that beginning flank was pretty good. They immediately traded a player, which isn't always perfect, but as a defense where the attackers are coming from the storefront, it's pretty helpful to even just trade, because then you're having one less attacker with utility that could hurt you, like flashes or smokes or even frag grenades we saw coming from one of the attackers that didn't get thrown, sadly. But regardless, a lot of those picks helped the attackers or the defenders a lot there, Mazer. But now we're seeing that Mazer is on attack now, attacking this factory that we saw last time. Now, we saw that Mazer completely shredded Slaughterhouse coming through the vent play right there. So I'm not sure if we're going to see another vent play coming from Mazer, considering they saw how powerful it was to defend. But we might see a different kind of play coming from Mazer. And Slaughterhouse is kind of setting up for an office defense, it seems. They have some barbed wire set up on the catwalks, getting ready to hold any of these angles from on top of the office. But what do you think, Shoveler? It's just, I don't know, because this map, it didn't go very well for Slaughterhouse last time.
Yeah, I'm a little iffy on the fan push here because it just leaves you kind of stuck in this corner over here, especially if the defenders line up correctly with a lot of sightlines on there that they can just punish with mollies, slow it down. A smoke is a little helpful here, but as long as you keep sightlines as to where they're going to emerge from the smoke, because it's either like here or here, you know where they're probably going to be. A split push maybe with servers adding pressure in the back doesn't look like we're getting here as Mazer pushes hard onto this fan here, setting the charge, getting ready for a quick push. Actually, maybe Smith is creeping around to the servers there.
Looks like they're
Just
planning
waiting.
on making a sort of version of their own Slaughterhouse push here.
Exactly. Oh, I think he was waiting for a smoke there. Smart smoke cutting it off, but unfortunately no one there. Molly goes out, slowing down this fan push.
Oh, another smoke coming from Smith. Getting ready to smoke it off. There we go. Oh,
Another
they smoked the
smoke.
office.
Oh, locking that down. Omerta takes out Volps. Mackie holding down Volps. He's almost got a groomer, and it's the whole clan over there taking down Rezi as well. Mace, Death, and Roadrunner pushing into office. Josh goes down. Rain all alone with just a molly and a dream. Diffusing bomb. Oh, the pressure from Smith. It's too much. Wow, what drama.
I think Mazer right there wanted to show Slaughterhouse how to properly attack the fan there. That was just perfect on there. And they got smokes into the windows. They thought outside of the box, Smith just throwing perfect smokes directly on where exactly the smokes needed to be. And it just completely cut off certain sight lines that would have destroyed Mazer otherwise. Just
Exactly.
very perfect attacking round from Mazer right there. And the breaches right there, the flashes, and the aim was on point. They got everything right.
Yeah, that was really good use of utility there. Able to just with only losing one person, Omerta, just way to push on there, having the right pressure in the right places.
Yeah, that's a pretty big start for Mazer on this attacking side because last time Slaughterhouse got absolutely slaughtered on the fan, and it didn't go very well for them because it seemed like they were a little discoordinated on their attack. But Mazer absolutely just took control of the situation, got smokes out. They waited patiently to where they needed the smokes out to be, and they immediately pushed on that with the smokes out in the perfect spots. Just absolutely wonderful coordination coming from Mazer right there. And we'll see if that continues on to the Kill House map, and we'll see if Slaughterhouse can show Mazer how to defend. We'll see if they kind of change it up this time. We saw that last time. Mazer had set up a lot of snipers in the back area, making use of this courtyard area to snipe through all these different angles right here, just sniping into the hallway, sniping into here. We also saw Omerta last time with the Molotov, getting ready to Molotov this, and it worked for a little bit, delaying the attackers for a little bit, but we did see an office push come from Slaughterhouse last time. So we'll see if Mazer switches it up this time or if they go for a similar plan. But Slaughterhouse, I think, has a pretty good chance to bring up the defense here. They lost last round on Factory, but I think they kind of have an idea of how Mazer's going to act on attacking rounds. So they might be able to play a little bit more passively, be patient, get ready to hold these angles against Mazer. But we'll see if they do better on defense this time. But it's hard to say, you know, because this map's very open. It could go either way. There's a lot of angles where you can just snipe each other at.
Right, yeah, this backstage is a little tricky to play around with the bomb, especially on defense, because if you get back there and you don't have a good sight line, especially on this green door, there's not really a whole lot helpful you can do, especially if the attackers go like with like what Slaughterhouse did in the past, where they just rushed it really quickly. You get stuck in backstage with 2 entrances coming back here, and it just leaves you really open. I like what Slaughterhouse is doing here, spreading out, expecting that
Oh,
office push.
Mackie and Volps with the shotguns. They're in the breach room. They might get some kills here.
Oh, they might. Holding down that molly, waiting for the last possible second. I guess they're trying to bait out, maybe think that nobody's in office. Slow play here, Roadrunner checking checkpoint.
Ooh,
Ooh, goes out. Oh, double blast from Mackie.
that is
Ooh,
impeccable.
that's
Absolutely perfect. Another one? No, okay.
Oh no, not too much. Not against 3 people. All right, backing it up. Rezi with the nag, ready to unleash that in the bomb. Volps backing up, smart. Smith taking out Mackie with a little bit of revenge there. Large frag goes out with a little bit of damage, I think. Molly to slow down. Whole rest of Mazer waiting in office, just gathering as much utility as they can from their teammates to make this push onto bomb. It went well for Slaughterhouse last time. Let's see how Mazer does it this time. Flash goes out, pushing in.
Whoa,
Volps takes down Roadrunner, pushing in fast. Smith taking out Rezi. Oh, a big crazy fight in the smoke, but Smith comes out briefly, only to get downed by Josh. Mace with bomb pressure, waiting for the smoke to clear. He's got a shotgun, an attack shotgun. That is not the matchup you really want here. Let's see. 1v1 slow planet. Oh, Josh comes up on top with some nice aiming. Whew, what a round.
Yeah, that was. I mean, Slaughterhouse played that very well on defense. It got very close at the end, but I think Mace was very outmatched with guns there. Josh noticed that Mace had a shotgun and decided to keep their distance instead of rushing in. The problem is that Mace was playing that very well as well, not peeking too much. You know that you can't take a KR at that distance, so you want to make sure you're hiding behind that bomb, and Mace did exactly that, just hiding behind the bomb, waiting for Josh to get a little impatient and start pushing towards Mace enough to shotgun. But Josh being very, very patient, sticking back with that KR82 and waiting for the moment to take Mace's head off, and it worked in the end. But a lot of picks coming from Mackie and Volps. I knew there was a lot of potential there with the shotguns, and they took out 3 attackers total with the shotguns. Absolutely vital for that round. And I think that shotgun experience right there was really what got them that round right there.
Yeah, when I use a shotgun, I am never that great with the spread and getting damage. I completely either get maybe like 3 hits on them, doing a handful of damage, but never a full armor kill. They may have been damaged a little bit from the molly, but still, like, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, they made great use of those shotguns. They knew that they couldn't take it out in super long ranges, so Mackie waited for the perfect time and Molotov out, and as they're pushing out, getting a little bit scared of the Molotov, just shocking them as they're running away, and it worked perfectly. But now we're moving on to the C-store here with Mazer on attack, the last round before the maps get completely scrambled up once again, and we are going to see that the Mazer attacking side is going for maybe a green door push here through arcade, perhaps going for maybe a wall charge play on C or the storefront as well. Not entirely sure, but honestly, it's not a bad play. If you get arcade with a breach on storefront, you're going to be mixing up the attack or the defender's attention, and because they're split between these 2 ends, they're going to be kind of pincered attacked, and they might slip up. So I think we are seeing that they are shooting some shelves out of the freezer, so they might use this as a way to flank around Mackie with the mop inside a freezer.
All right, pushing around here. We got Death creeping around. Couple shots go. Oh no! Roadrunner caught in that window from Josh, wasting them. Oh, that's unfortunate. But now pushed back out of there, trying to pick up whatever utility they had there. Maybe try to pick off one more through that window. Unfortunately for Mazer, not going to happen. We got Death way in the back. They're waiting for that charge to go out. A bunch of teammates roll in. Molly goes out covering the bomb. Flashes go out. Rain in storage, making a breach out with the grouper. A trade goes down. Smith and Josh go down. Rezi with a knack. Volps with the auto shotty waiting until her.
Oh.
Omerta gets blasted with the knack. Just Ooh, you hate to see that. Mace
Yeah.
all alone here with a flash. Mackie covering it with the mop. Going to be a very difficult push here. Sprints through, not catching it. Actually getting Resi pushing here onto Teller with Mackie and Volps. Flat goes out. Mackie covered it. Oh,
Whoa, what
it's
happened?
himself. Oh no.
Matthew, what happened?
Oh,
Oh
he just got
no.
caught up with it. I think maybe he was looking another way. The flash went out, thought he had the direction he needed, and unfortunately just threw it at his feet.
Oh,
Both went out with the auto shotty. Mace playing a
Mace with a
nice,
4K that
clean,
round.
clean
I think the only
4K.
reason that Mace did not get an ace there was because Mackie took their own life right there, just so Mace couldn't get the ace, it seems. That's just
Yeah,
absolutely chalked up to Mace just destroying Slaughterhouse right there.
Mace looking ridiculous. 3K, now a 4K. Can they go for the hat trick, get a 5K? Probably not, but I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it was looking very bad for Slaughter or for Mazer's attack right there. It was just, I mean, the breach was a little bit of a failure. Rezi absolutely destroying with the knack, just spraying down multiple attackers right there, and it's just, you know, I I didn't expect that coming from Mace, just absolutely destroying the entire enemy team.
Just clean shots all around. But now we are past halftime, moving on to new maps. Mazer still on attack, Slaughterhouse on defense. Operation Titan Blood. What's it looking like, Spooky?
Oh, we have a no man's land right there in the middle, just the bomb in a cargo container. I don't know about these kinds of maps on how exactly to attack this, honestly, because if you think about it, you can come in from really any side here, and your breach is going to be fine for the most part. I mean, shelving is looking good. You have a lot of cover to hide behind. You can get behind these shelves. You can, set up around these corners, get some angles to shoot into office windows and all that. You can go through office. You can also take office control, obviously. Go through here, into the door. Go out here, whatever. But you still, no matter what, you have to end up in no man's land and go into this cargo container. And as you're defusing, you can just get sprayed down through the walls. You can get shot from the doors. You're completely blind when you're inside the cargo container defusing the bomb. So honestly, you as an attacker, you kind of have to take out all the defenders before you start defusing, because otherwise you're just gonna get sprayed, and it's not gonna look good for you. But another thing you could do, you can go for the power switch right here, which looks like they might want to go for it. It's not a bad idea. They go through servers, hit that power, and they have control of office. They can jump out off the catwalk. They can really go anywhere once they get that power. So honestly, their best bet would be go to power. And I think the defenders should notice this, and they're setting up pretty well against it. It looks like they have some barbed wire. Yep, they have a lot of barbed wire set up to cover this power entrance, and they have 2 people set up for it. So if they decide to go for this power, they might run into a lot of resistance.
Josh holding it down with that intro into servers. Looks to be what the plan is here. Omerta actually creeping up into office to maybe do a little bit of a distraction here. Oh, a little bit of damage Josh got out there on death, I think. And Roadrunner pushing in. Smoke goes out. Blast goes out in office. No one there, but they definitely heard it. Pushing in here. Rain getting caught up with Roadrunner. Taken down. Molly catching a little bit of damage there. Mace and Roadrunner moving in here. Flash goes out to get that lights. Lights go down. Josh holding that catwalk to see what Mace is going to run into. Josh, hold him down. Eliminating Mace there. Omerta pushing into the catwalk. Lights go back on. Josh undoing their progress so far, but takes the price for it. Smith moving in to probably take down the lights as well. Yep. Omerta holding it down. Oh, Volps looking above, catches Omerta walking across. It's now 3-on-2 here, locking down no man's land. Roadrunner and Smith have to make a very precise play here. Oh, Rezi picks him off. Smith making a desperate play here. 3-on-1. Oh, grenade goes out, not catching anyone. I know he wanted more out of that, but unfortunately did not work out for him. Wow, what a good, solid defense here, even with the lights down, able to pick off a lot of the attackers.
Yeah, if you notice, if you look at a lot of the attacker bodies, they're kind of stacked up near the windows now. I saw Omerta and I believe Mace were killed near windows, and because of that power being off, the only real sight the defenders had was by the windows like light coming through, and the defenders made pretty good use of that, making sure to only pick fights near the windows so they could see in the darkness, which was honestly the best bet they had to win against that power. And also they had a lot of flares. They were prepared for a power play, and in the end I think Slaughterhouse did a very good job of defending that. And well, now that we're at 4-3 in terms of points, and Mazer's gonna have to attack this weird kill house, a very strange
My gosh.
airlock. Is this air? Oh, the airlock. It goes outside, and then okay, I see. So this is a very strange airlock. In fact, it has a window, and
I've played
think-
this map, and it is a weird play, especially with this airlock. And the times I've played it, I've either gone through airlock and made a whole bunch of noise, giving the defenders able to set up, or I've completely ditched that and gone in through brick house.
Yeah, this airlock is strange because you can see the attackers coming through. There's a big bulletproof window looking into the vault, but also, I mean, even if you don't see them coming into the airlock, you can see them running by. So if they go across the top side of the map, you can actually see them actually going to this red door on the east side if they go to brick house. So if a defender sits up here, they can get a lot of info by just seeing this. And even if the attackers don't go into airlock or brick house, you're getting information that they might go through office. So if we do see a defender here, they might call out they don't see anyone going north. So this airlock is a very strong position to be playing in to make sure that you can see the attacking plan before they even run there. And we are going to see that Mazer is going for an office play here, and we have one defender set up here with barbed wire. It would be Macimus setting up an office with barbed wire, maybe getting ready to wall bang this entire office area right here for the attacking team to come in. But Josh is also ready in this area next to stage to spray down this door. And also Volps. There's a lot of defenders set up on this area, so we are going to see a lot of gunfire.
An office is the play as Mackie covers it, ready to throw that molly. Mace moving around up top, opening the airlock to create a bit of a diversion here. Rain holding it down in club along with Josh. Molly to slow down. Couple random shots here, trying to catch Volps maybe in the back there. Tons of flashes stacking up on office. Getting ready to push here. Volps backing out into bomb. A little too much pressure. Some shots coming in through Omerta. Slaughterhouse is now in the building. Mackie Moose able to take out Death, but pays for it from Roadrunner. Volps going down to Roadrunner as well on a 2K. Rain running in, unsuspecting. There's a whole team there. Just getting cut down. Josh backing out club. Nothing they can do. Oh, actually takes down Omerta and Smith. Josh with just the spraying. Oh man, and now it's down to just a 2v2 here, but with equal health almost. Rezi holding down with a knack. That's going to be a difficult push here. They got the flash though. I believe with enough flashes.
Oh, that Molotov on Mace. Oh no.
Taking a little tick damage there. He's very low, actually. Rezi holding down the bomb site there. Oh, big shot at Mason. Rezi.
Oh, the hell.
Oh, so close. I mean, what is Mace at? Like, 1 health? That's insane.
That's gotta be completely devastating for Rezi there. So close to spraying down both attackers, yet so far.
Yeah, wow. Mace with a 3K, actually. Again.
Yeah. Mace is showing to be a very strong player so far, and it's no surprise. I've seen Mace do a lot of nutty plays in the past, so it's not surprising to me that Mace is doing extremely well during this match. But
I
man,
know,
what
really just shining.
What an attacking round coming from Mazer. I mean, there's a lot of defense play right there, although the problem with Slaughterhouse just going in there trying to get some kills. We did see that Josh got 2 picks by rushing in, but a lot of damage being inflicted on the defenders just by them running in, trying to hold off the office, and Mazer just getting ready to spray them down. It was just not letting the defenders through. Very, very close round indeed, though.
I know. Hopefully it keeps going like this. These two teams have just been completely tied up here. No one really making a getaway here at all. After still 4-4 going into the 9th match here. We're moving into Operation Pure Saga.
Yeah, it's an interesting C-store as well. We have a Skylight C-store finally going into Storefront, which happens kind of frequently now. It used to happen quite rarely that we'd have a skylight in the storefront, but now we're seeing a lot of them. And I'm not opposed to them, to be honest. I mean, they're a little bit finicky sometimes, but it adds an extra layer of thinking for the defenders because they have to worry about looking up. They can't really sit in storefront because they have to worry about this skylight and people shooting in from above. It's very difficult to shoot the attackers when they're on the roof, so you kind of have to give them control of storefront. And once they have that, they can kind of take teller's control, go in the bathroom, get that power switch, or they can just, charge into bathroom if they really want, take the power themselves just like that. But honestly, it's seeming to me that the defenders are kind of probably sit around the freezer arcade area. It's not a terrible idea for them, although keeping that power control is also going to be extremely important, especially with an arcade like this. It's a very compact arcade. We have a lot of corners people could be sitting in, a lot of open area as well where the bomb is. So if you have the night vision and the power is off, it's going to be very, very advantageous for you to have that power off as an attacker. So defenders are going to want to hold this area, and we are seeing that Volps is set up in there with the auto shotty, getting ready to hold that off in storage. But a lot of barbed wire being set up in C-Store. They're kind of preparing a little bit for a storefront breach, but I'm not sure if they're going to take it. Oh, they are. There's a lot of them going up to the roof, actually.
All of them on top here, looking to make that push into storefront through the rooftop breach. Actually falling down into shed here. Maybe a split push. Oh, this could be interesting. You breach in from the top, put pressure on freezer. They got nowhere to run but office into the waiting arms of your teammates. And now they've been blocked off by their own molly, actually. Office is a rough place to be here if you've got pressure coming in from the outside. But they're holding it down with 2 shotguns. Could be devastating here. Flash goes. Oh, a big trade here. Oh my gosh, how is Josh still alive? How is this man alive? Smith finally taking Josh out. Oh my goodness, I did not expect that to go the way it did. Now we get down to a 3v3. Molly pushing pressure on Arcade to slow it down. Smith, Roadrunner, and Mace patiently waiting to make a push onto this bomb.
Oh my!
Oh, from downtown, frag into.
Okay, there we go.
Oh my god, a 3K Smith frag grenade? Was that what I saw?
Yeah, I think it was either a 2K with a nade and then a kill, or a 3K with a nade. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, it was extremely, extremely good for the attacking side right there. I don't know if this was intentional, but that smoke right there kind of confused the defenders, and then when you toss a frag grenade in there, they don't really know where to go, so they just kind of have to accept their death at that point.
Yeah, wow. What a smart play to have everyone on top making a bunch of noise, only to fall down into shed to make that play, to put pressure onto those people in office. I mean, they made the most of it. They got a bunch of kills with those shotguns, but it wasn't enough because now you've got pressure from both sides. It's not a place you really want to be at all.
Yeah, that worked, like, I would assume perfectly for Slaughterhouse in their mind. The only issue was a couple of shotgun boys in the office just spraying them down with the pellets. And Josh, I don't know how Josh lived for that long.
Insane.
But we're back on this factory, Tidal Blood, with the No Man's Land. And we saw Mazer last time just, I don't know, because this factory just was a little bit difficult for the attackers to take, because a lot of windows, even if you get this power off, there's a lot of windows you can just see perfectly through. Almost the entire factory is covered by exterior lights, so the power is not that powerful in the end, and it's not the best maneuver to go for that power. So I think that Slaughterhouse is going to remember that from their defense round, and they're going to try to maybe ignore that, or maybe they'll go for it. I don't know what's going on in their storage planning. They just drew a bunch of lines. Not entirely sure.
You can actually see how much the windows cover here. I mean, it's a lot of real estate to actually fight against. I mean, that's a lot of light there. So yeah, I think you're right about the power play. I don't think it's as useful as maybe they're thinking.
Yeah, it's almost the entire thing is just covered by exterior light, so it's not that powerful to go for the power. So I think that they're probably going to remember that and go for servers play instead. Maybe go for office in the end when they're trying to take the site. But I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I just noticed this plank on docks leads on top of this little shelving. You can look directly into the fan, I believe, is what Def is doing right here with the sniper, I believe in Ingmar.
Wow, yeah, you actually can. All right, well, they look like they've marked up a push into servers here for Slaughterhouse. Mace and Omerta holding it down. Omerta actually holding maybe an audible barbed wire there. Bunch of shots go out into that window. Not gonna. Oh, Mace with the mop onto Josh, taking them down. And now they back up. What could Slaughterhouse do here? They're now a man down. Putting pressure on the fan. Smoke goes out to block it out. Bunch of shots are just going to be poured into there. Slow push. Now servers getting pressure. Resi pushing in. Picking up the last utility from Josh here. So they make their way into servers. Still a 4v5 here. Bunch of pressure from Death pushing down there with that plank, as you mentioned before.
Yeah, that position up on top is helping Death a lot. That height advantage.
Exactly. Roadrunner taking down Mackie and Rain taking down Death. Roadrunner actually taking down Resi. It's now just a 2v3 with tons of damage on Slaughterhouse, but they're putting on bomb pressure. Smith and Mace just now playing it carefully. They've still got a lot of time. It's a lot of defuse, and unfortunately they know that. Volp's going down. Just Rain now with a black tar, making a ton of damage. Actually taking out Smith now. It's just a 1v1. Mace with a mop. Can they make the twitch flick on this to maybe take down Rain? Oh, and he does. Oh, Rain was hoping for glory there, but unfortunately Mace was there with I mean, at half health, you just need a body shot. And with players like these, they're more than capable of doing that.
Yeah, Rain, the best option for Rain right there was to bait out a shot for Mace and just rush in while Mace was reloading that next shot. But Mace not missing a single shot, just absolutely body shotting, getting that kill and ending the round off for Mazer. It's just very strong coming from Mazer right there on that defense. Now we're at 4-6. We're at game point here, or match point. And I don't know, we might see Mazer take this first game and take Slaughterhouse into a little bit of a finicky situation for the next game. But it's a very close game so far. It's very possible for Slaughterhouse to tie this up, perhaps. So we'll see if Slaughterhouse makes good use of this kill house. Last time we saw this office push come into play, a lot of shots were exchanged that time. A lot of shotguns, a lot of knack plays, and I'm interested to see exactly how Mazer defends this compared to how Slaughterhouse attacks this, because knowing Slaughterhouse, they could very easily clear this out with their aim and their flash coordination. If anything, they could also get a smoke ready to block off some of these sight lines, especially with a lot of these longer angles coming from lockers. You could just smoke off the doors right here, go in for that bomb defuse and hope for the best. Make sure you don't get shotgun. But I'm not entirely sure exactly how you want to attack this as an attacker. It's a very difficult map to kind of plan for. A lot of angles to watch, a lot of different flash angles you need to take as well.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's because, you see a kill house and you think, oh, you know what, wall charge at the bomb. That's usually a pretty safe strat. Unfortunately for this map, I mean, your options, they've already marked them up and they're not great. I mean, you've got lockers here, you've got this crazy wall thing here, which is like got a door. It's not good. I mean, I've tried to do the wall charge on this map before and it ended terribly. So I'm curious to see what Slaughterhouse's plan here is as they make their push here, opening airlock. America, careful not to get caught in that door. I know I have. Looking through the bulletproof glass, just staying high. But pushing back up in the club to see 4 people there. Hopefully he counted and noticed Mackie was not there. Oh,
there's that smoke I was talking about.
Very smart smoke onto club to allow that push into club here from airlock. Omerta running back into office. See, slowing it down here. They're making sure no one's in brick house. Checking their place here. They accidentally got locked out for Mackie. Unfortunately, these airlocks make for a very slow play, but they've still got plenty of time. I believe they have the clacker for the wall charge, and I think Volps is setting it up as we speak. They're going to be moving into this tight little corner here, but I think they're expecting it. Actually, maybe an audible here. Maybe something else is they're dreaming up. Actually pushing into maybe this north corner here. There they go. As they push in, Molly goes out. Like I said, I'm not sure this is such a great push here, as it makes you have to turn completely to move your way in there. Yeah, you try to make it, and it's just no good. Mackie just gets lit up. There's a Molly there, tons of aims. Actually, a Molly on the bomb there.
Rain has a frag grenade though. If that frag grenade goes, oh no, that grenade's not gonna grab anyone.
A whiffed throw from Rain there, actually. Man, if he had long shot it into lockers, would have been devastating. Moving in here, a bunch of kills. Not looking good. Because Mazer plays a very close game there.
Yeah, winning that 4-7, getting a couple of points there for Mazer. Slaughterhouse is put into a little bit of a predicament here for this next game, and they're gonna have to win this next game to tie up in points. But I don't know. I mean, so far Mazer has been showing that they're doing significantly better than I thought on both sides. They're doing very, very well, just holding these angles. Mace getting just kills with a lot of these guns. Absolutely destroying with the shotgun, the snipers, everything.
I know. I definitely Mace star of the show in that first game. Let's see if he can maybe bring that performance into the second one. That's going to be a tough performance to serve up twice, knowing that Slaughterhouse has seen what they're offering up in this first game. So they're definitely on track of like what their general plans are, how they play, generally how they push into bomb, especially. So I think Slaughterhouse might be able to put up more of an opposition here, especially. I mean, it was already so close to begin with. I mean, it was tied up going into half. So let's see what we can do here. But before our next game, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll be back with you with game 2 of Slaughterhouse and Mazer. So stick around.
Don't go anywhere. All
Welcome.
right, we're back. And we're starting off once again with Slaughterhouse and Mazer. We did see that Mazer won that last game. And we're back once again with me, Spooky, and Shoveler. Shoveler, what do you think of that last game?
Well, when I remembered that you're doing the intro, it'll be cleaner. But so that first game was great. So the things that we took away from there was Mace was on a roll. We got a 3K, a 4K, and then another 3K. So I expect good results from him in his second game, although Slaughterhouse has got a bit of a number on them, on especially on Mace, especially something to look out for. But uh, other than that, things Mazer are doing really well as they have been using smokes in a very nice, precise way. Like they haven't missed a single smoke. It's gone exactly where they want them to, and that has made them able to make really interesting, good plays, blocking off the line of sight from a lot of the defenders. Other than that, I'm just excited to see what both teams push here for.
Yeah, even Slaughterhouse was doing pretty well with the smokes. I believe it was the C store. Yeah, the C store arcade. They got a frag in through a smoke to kind of confuse the defenders, and it caught a lot of them off guard. Just a lot of interesting smoke plays, which I've seen a lot more of recently, but not enough that I'm happy with it. I'd like to see a lot more, and I'm seeing a lot more right now. So I'm very happy to see a lot of these smoke plays being used. A lot of the factory maps have a lot of interesting smokes through the windows. So it's honestly great to see a lot of these teams using these smokes through the windows. And we saw Smith absolutely dominating with those smokes through the windows on Factory, just doing an absolute stellar job of doing that. So moving back into the next match here, remember Mazer won that last game, so Slaughterhouse is a little bit on their last foot here, but they could bring it back. They could tie up in terms of points and win a match for themselves here.
Right. Expect Slaughterhouse to be making maybe a little bit more controlled play here. Maybe definitely trying to push these matches into their favor. Wanting to make a big difference here. So let's see what kind of maps we get here going into game 2. We're going to go Factory, Kill House, C Store. Let's see what we're going to be dealing with pretty soon.
Ending off with C stores is always interesting because sometimes the wall charge gets saved for it, and sometimes it's used on Kill House. So if that wall charge gets used on Kill House, then we'll see that that's the storefront push might not be as viable. But a very large factory here on Marshall Talon.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh my goodness.
just long angles everywhere. Just, we have shelving all the way down to docks. If you have a saber or a mop, that is just devastating for the defending team or attacking team, depending on where you want to set up. And Office also has crazy angles here, looking all the way to conveyors, looking all the way to docks. The fan planks here, you can see all the way there. You even have some doors looking into Toxic, although the thing with Office is that this green door, very quick access into Office, which you don't see very often. Very quick green door access into the Office to take control of this area, and taking Office is always extremely important for the attacking team. So now I'm interested to see exactly how Slaughterhouse goes about this, because if they take this Office control, they'll be pretty set for this round. And there's a lot less windows here inside of this factory. We see this entire left wall is just windowless. So if attackers kind of stick against this wall, they might be pretty safe against being able to be seen through the windows. I'm not entirely sure how well it's going to work, but we will see that some of these windows are going to be gone, and this power is right next to that area. So if they hit that power and they hug this left wall, they might be pretty safe going through.
All right. Loading up with 2 black tars and a bunch of AP25s. They've got the charge here to go into storage. It looks to be what the plan is here. Defenders are locking down way out here in shelving. They're expecting a push from the south, actually, but now they are rotating. Death still holding on to a barbed wire there. Slow walking up in here to storage. Smith wondering what they're going to do. Charge goes off. Expecting a molly. Slow push here into storage here for Slaughterhouse. Quick flash. Nobody home though. Pushing into storage. Everybody else hanging out in shelving in office. Here comes the push into office very slowly. Creeping up, unsure what they're gonna do. Trying to get a little light sign of light here. And shots go out onto Smith, taking a little bit of damage there. They're still holding a molly. Volps, meanwhile, Omerta pushes that molly into dock there, or actually into storage to slow that push. Flash goes out into office. Smith running for their lives. Molly goes out. Nice molly to slow them down. But a big open window here means disaster for death as Josh takes him down. Push now into dock here. Defenders look a little out of sorts here, but Omerta actually manages to pick up Volps. Long shot here from Roadrunner with that Igmar. Omerta just hiding down there. Actually, Rain goes down from Roadrunner with another long shot from the Igmar. Mace holding down a mop. Suddenly, this looks really bad for Slaughterhouse, as Mazer's played a very controlled defense here. Smith hiding out in Toxic. Gonna run into trouble here, maybe from Josh. No, just waiting for a rotation. As Josh pushes down, Smith creeping into office to cover it. Mackie trying to make some pressure on the bomb. Smith's looking down on him. It's gonna be tough. He's looking down. Wait for the shots here. And it's nice and clean here from Smith. Way to slow play it to disguise their footsteps by slow walking through office, able to creep up and safely take down Mackie on bomb.
Yeah, Smith just playing Metal Gear Solid up there in the office. Just the second that office gets cleared, just sneak all the way through here, get that shot onto Mackie as they're defusing and win the round for the team right there. That was a very strong defense game from Mazer. We saw them using that very long angle on shelving all the way to docks. Just Roadrunner getting a 3K, I think maybe a 4K. I think it was a 3K. Just with the Ingmar, just absolutely destroying with that Ingmar, and that's what you like to see.
Yeah, Roadrunner using it as a mop, thinking, but able to use it as one. Wow, what a great performance from Roadrunner there. Moving into Odysseus Red Storm.
Yeah, a bit of deja vu here with the courtyard in the middle. A lot of these kill houses seem to have these courtyards that just have angles all the way through. Just looking through all these windows, a lot of angles you can look through to kind of clear other rooms while you're sitting in the bomb room. Very powerful spot to be sitting in the bomb room. But also we have some offices that are very close quarters. This office red door is just a death square right here. You don't want to be in there as an attacker. You can get absolutely wall banged just to complete shreds as you're walking through that door. So that's probably not the move for Slaughterhouse here on attack. And even Kitchen's a little bit better. A lot more angles to kind of reside in. You can kind of sit back here, maybe look past around these refrigerators and get some angles into the bomb room. And even then, you have a bar to sit behind if you get through Kitchen. But it seems like to me that Slaughterhouse is going to make pretty good use of this courtyard area, looking through a lot of these windows, and they've got these lines set up, and it's not a bad idea. If they have long-range rifles like the Black Tar or just even the Saber, if they really want to get crazy with it, they can kind of just sit here and just look through all these angles, looking straight to the bomb room, clearing out defenders as they're just sitting in the bomb room. So it looks like they're going for an eco play here after losing that last factory map. And we'll see if it ends up winning them the round.
I think the reception play here is pretty safe, but Kitchen is also a pretty good opportunity here for Slaughterhouse. But they are loaded up with a Saber, a shotgun, and the rest are AP-25s as they're looking to slow play it here.
Oh, they do have a clacker, actually.
They do. Do they have Volps is carrying a wall charge there? Wondering what they're going to do with that. Maybe a push into Kitchen. Actually, they've got marked up here on Club to push in.
Yeah,
so
it looks like they're going for that wall charge into the bomb site, but they're going to have to get through death first.
Oh man, if Omerta just plants himself there, that's going to be pretty rough. Probably retreat.
Yeah, it's going to hurt.
So far, they don't really have a good sight line onto this. Because, I mean, they got his mace, but he's got a shotgun. Roadrunner in the back with his sniper rifle Igmar, apparently. But now they're into Brick House, just trying to stay away from those windows, maybe get a peek. Oh, smart smoke here. block it off. There's a bunch of wall bangs going out. Not going to find anybody. Actually, a little tiny
Oh
damage
no,
on the
Merton might
slaughterhouse
get
there.
caught by the wall charge.
Oh, here we go.
There it is.
Oh, didn't see it coming. Molly goes out. Omerta crying in a crumpled heap. Smith holding down with the auto shotty, waiting for just a peek through that green door. Bunch of shots go out. Actually catching Mace and Roadrunner. Ooh. Oh no, a disaster for Mazer. What a smart play here from Slaughterhouse as they push in. Wow, they did not account for that wall charge there. And that really won them the game, or the match there.
Yeah, a lot of the defenders had shotguns. We saw Smith had the auto shot, Emerta had another shotgun. I think Death had another shotgun. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe so. And a lot of, creating this wall charge just gives them a bunch of long angles to just completely snipe through. And even Smith was ready to completely demolish these attackers coming through this green door, but with a flash that was perfectly placed, Smith couldn't do anything about it, and they just took Smith out, getting rid of that auto shot and just clearing out the entire building. Very, very well played on Slaughterhouse's part.
Yeah, looking to be another close game between these two teams as both are up 1-1, going into round 3 here before we switch sides, going into C-Store. So let's see what we can get out of that. As for that last map, I think what happened there on defense is they came in with a bunch of short range weapons, but it's actually a pretty long ranged map that there's a lot of utility you can get out of here. And we have now the longest C-Store I've ever seen. I mean, it's just a mile going from storefront to arcade.
Yeah, that is wait a minute. Yeah, that angle you've just marked out, you can actually shoot all the way through there. There is
wow, you actually can.
Well, actually, there's an arcade machine, but either way, you can sit on this DDR machine and just look straight through this green door, look all the way through this freezer, and just look all the way through storefront as a defender. That might be used to the defense's advantage, although there is an ice bag in the way that might cut off the angle, but I think it's only chest height, so you might still be able to shoot through it.
Yeah, that's like something you see in that movie Wanted to get that shot.
Yeah, it's a bit of a difficult shot to hit, but honestly, if you're sitting back there, you might be able to get a couple of kills through that if they drop in through the storefront. Especially if such a precise rifle, you might be able to get a headshot with that. But
yeah,
regardless of that angle, it does look like the attackers maybe want to go for the storefront breach, go through tellers, and take that angle, because the rest of these angles are kind of looking a little bit weak. The rest of these doors. I mean, this red door kind of leads into freezer, but even then, you have to go through freezer, then arcade. A lot of angles you could get shot, hit the power if you really want. Then you have to go through office, another area you could get shotgunned, and then go into storage. The other option would be going through shed and bathroom, and that's probably the best bet. That's just the direct access into the bomb, but a lot of barbed wire coming from the defense team, so that could slow them down a lot if they decide to go through the shed, which it does look like they want to go for shed and storefront. So this is looking it could go either way, honestly. A lot of the defense is set up ready to take this over.
Yeah, the attackers are bringing in looks like a frag and a smoke to go with it. They also have a charge for shed here. So it looks split push
Mace.
here.
Mace is on that angle we were talking about.
I think Death has gotten wind of what's going on and is smartly retreating. Smoke goes out, blocking out Freezer's line of sight. Now they're dropping down into Teller. But now the push has gone, haven't quite breached shed yet. Now they've gone into bathroom, locking it down completely. Just one more room to get to that bomb, but they have a whole mess of defenders to go through. Molly goes out. Oh, unfortunately, the frag doesn't catch anybody. It got caught right here, right with those shelvings. Couldn't do anything. Volp's making a push with a flash. Actually, was that a Molly? Or is it just these guys? Anyway, flash goes out, taking out Roadrunner. It's a whole mess of people in there. How is Death still alive?
Wow.
How is Death still alive? Oh my goodness. Death got 2 kills out of that. What insanity. I mean, it wasn't enough, but still.
Yeah. That was interesting. Death definitely should have died a little bit quicker, but I mean, Slaughterhouse still cleared out the room very, very quickly. disregarding the death just living for so long. But Mackie and Josh absolutely clearing out the corners, getting rid of the rest of the team inside of storage, and getting that map just in the bag, bringing it to 2-1. Now executing their teammates before the teams switch
That's
sides.
tradition.
Yeah, as is tradition with these teams to just execute each other right at the end.
Yep.
But yeah, a very interesting defense coming from Mazer there, just absolutely locking it down. We did see that Mace was sitting on that DDR machine looking into storefront, but did not catch anyone with the mop shot, sadly. I would have loved to see that shot connect, but either way, I'm not sure if it would have really done much because the attackers really would have only been down one person, and Mackie and Josh are both the star players in taking out storage right there.
Exactly. So moving in, switching sides here. We've got now Slaughterhouse on defense and Mazer on attack, moving into the factory that we saw before. Marshall Talon. What do you
Yeah.
think Mazer's gonna pull out here?
Well, I mean, I think they definitely know that the shelving angle is absolutely insane. This angle all the way down is absolutely crazy. And even if you go into shelving, you can then plank up all the way to office and get office control as well. You can just take control of most of the map just from shelving. You can get control from here. If you have a saber, you can look all the way down to the bottom area of conveyors and docks. Then you can plank over all the way to office, get even more control in the bomb area. Then you can take storage if you really want to get over there. You can take a lot of the map just from shelving, but it's a little bit risky if you don't smoke off the correct areas. But knowing Mazer, I think they might smoke off the perfect angles to be able to take this area, although I'm not sure where you could smoke this. The only really options I see is maybe landing a smoke through this window right here, trying to smoke off this door, but that won't really do much. The only other option would be to smoke into toxic, but once again, not really gonna catch anything there. So I'm not sure how well the smokes can be used through the windows right here, but I think that they could probably come up with something to try to catch the defenders off guard and get these long angles on fan, because it does look like to me that they want to take this fan, maybe go through toxic as well, kind of split up the defenders' aim and attention.
They do actually have docked marked there with the line there. I'm wondering if they're going to maybe use a charge here to get a sideline here, or just an alternate route here. Maybe using a lot of charges here. They've got a frag and a smoke, and now they've got a bunch of.
They don't seem to have any charges though. They're gonna go straight for a green door push. It seems maybe they're just using fan as a way to get some angles.
Yeah, Death with a saber and the rest with AP-25s as they're moving around. Trying to figure out what they're gonna do here. Mackie holding it down with a mop and Toxic with a weird angle here. Definitely gonna have to be a threat there as Josh is holding it. Oh, Josh with a sneaky little kill through the window as they push here into Toxic. Mackie, able to get away. Smoke goes out there from Smith. Trade there as Mackie goes down, and so does Roadrunner. Now they're pushing into Toxic here.
Oh, Roadrunner and Mackie both picked each other off with the same.
Oh my!
Right there.
Pushing into office here. It's now a 2v3. Oh, Wolf's getting taken down from Death with the saber. Nice precision shooting there. Smith pushing their way in. It's just now Death here with a saber. Can do it here. Okay. Rain just sneaking away through that barbed wire. Pushing down here into storage. Safe. Death's gonna have to make a play here, but they do have plenty of time. Actually grabbing that frag. Oh, but Rain is far away from that. Now just two. Rain on a minuscule amount of health. Death playing it very carefully and slow here, using that frag to clear the barbed wire. But now a slow push here on the bomb. Rain and Rezi holding it down.
Oh, Rain definitely calling out where Death is. Oh.
Yep. Lights go out. A little bit of drama here. Let's see what comes fit. Rain just waiting there.
There we go,
Death. Oh my gosh.
That was
Death
a 4K.
4K.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely clutching out the round for Mazer right there.
What are these rounds? How has this happened?
Mazer just seems to be the team of absolute just clutch plays. Just the odds are against them, but they're still gonna, take every advantage they can get to win the round. Just absolutely getting that kill on Resi was extremely important. Getting that headshot to completely clear their health down was extremely important, and then just finishing off Rain with just spraying the rest down into the body shots. Just very smart plays coming from Mazer right there, and just evening out the score to 2-2, even closer once again.
And no, these are the plays we show up here for in DPL. We come for the clutch plays, we come for the 4Ks, the 3Ks, and we just love to see it. Moving on into Odysseus Red Storm. Oh man, this courtyard. Can't get
Yeah,
enough of it.
this courtyard is definitely, there's a lot of angles, and we saw that, Slaughterhouse, they didn't really want to deal with it. They just kind of smoked it off, didn't have to worry about it. Then they just ran past, and the wall charge play into the club, absolutely vital for their victory right there. Not sure if we'll see any of that coming from Mazer. We might see something coming through from Mazer here. Not too sure, but honestly, I think that Mazer's probably going to make better use of the courtyard. Considering that they used it last time a little bit, they know the potential of it. They know that you can snipe straight through different sites right there. So they might just try to take Brickhouse and snipe off some of the club defenders and get a bit of an advantage early on in the round. But, I mean, other than that, it seems like they're just going for a normal reception push, just like Slaughterhouse did. But we'll see if they have any tricks up their sleeve, or if they're just going to go straight for flashbangs and aim.
I mean, it's been working out for them so far.
Yeah, it's been working out very well for them so far. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Mazer pulls this off, and even Slaughterhouse as well. Slaughterhouse can definitely hold off this attack if they really need to. They really just need to set up in the correct spots to hold off against this. And it looks like they kind of do have people set up in reception, ready for this reception push. Looks like they're completely expecting the reception push.
Interesting.
They're putting a lot of their eggs in the reception basket here.
Yeah, it looks like that's what Mazer's plan here is, to go through reception. It's going to be interesting if Josh and Rain could really make a difference here. Rain holding onto a molly and some barbed wire. Josh ready to make a big amount of shots. Oh, a lot of damage. Mace running there with a shotty. How is Josh alive?
Mace did
my
use the
gosh.
Oh, what happened there?
Oh no, it's right there from Death. Death actually sabered Omerta, a bit of team damage there. Oh my, I think it was a headshot too, because that was insane. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
Trying to defender there.
Pure chaos here for Mazer as they try to with a 2v5 now with Roadrunner on very low health. Smith grabbing a frag, Roadrunner securing the clacker. Maybe they're just gonna try to make the most of it. See what they can do here. They got a lot of utility, I think, still on the ground that they can make use of, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Smith grabbing the saber, Roadrunner loaded up with flashes. I mean, it's a 5v2. What are their chances here, Spooky?
It's very minuscule considering how low Roadrunner's health is, and where Mackie and Josh are both holding off the complete just cross aim here. They just, smoke is going out though, so they might try to go for this.
Oh my goodness, Smoke running in, checking out.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
it's gonna be enough.
It's not gonna happen.
Smith with a hope and a prayer. It's nothing.
It's not gonna happen.
Not at all. I mean, I love going for it. Normally, I think a lot of teams would have maybe just saved what they had for C-Store. I mean, they lost the clacker there, so maybe would have. I don't know if they're gonna be able to pick it up in time though. See what they could do.
Yeah, I don't think that. Honestly, I think that Mazer knew that they were up a few utility. So they didn't really have to worry about losing the clacker. I don't think they already had one. So I think they just wanted to go for it, maybe mess up the defender's economy there with, getting rid of some of their weapons or some of their Molotovs or whatever. But they couldn't catch a single kill there, which is not the greatest start to this next map.
Yeah, I'm going into. Let's see here. Infernal Spear.
Considering that this map has quite a few long angles, especially on the storefront, I mean, having long-range weapons here is going to be vital for the defenders to kind of hold off this storefront if they really need it. And keeping that Ingmar from the last round, definitely going to help them a lot. Or they could just sit in storage with shotguns or auto shotties if they still have it. Can't remember if they used it yet. I don't think they have. So I mean, it's anyone's game at this point. It's 3-2 right now. Slaughterhouse in the lead. Mazer might bring it back to a tie once again, moving into the next set of maps. But maybe they're expecting a sort of wall breach here. But I believe that maybe they were going for the wall breach last round. If that was the reason they had the clacker, correct? Oh, and
Possibly.
you used the clacker on kitchen, right? So the clacker
They
was
did,
used for
yeah.
yeah. So they still have their wall charge, so they could go for it. So Slaughterhouse is definitely right in their thinking that that they could go through freezer. And it does look like they want to go for that, but they can't really do it here because what they're planning to do it, I think, is not working because they have a shelf there. They have to go through here where Slaughterhouse is marking out. So if they do go through there, again, it's going to be very predictable. Considering Slaughterhouse has already planned for it. They're planning to put barbed wire all along the shelves, so it's not going to work out very well if they decide to go for that freezer play.
I think they may have to call an audible here once they see what the defenders have planned for them.
Yeah, that barbed wire set. They have 4 barbed wire set up on bathroom door and also on freezer, just absolutely locking down those areas.
I mean, that's a smart way to use their utility here. Running on top, gonna drop down in the storefront. Defenders have completely blocked out. Actually, just a little bit of tricky little play there from Omerta, blowing up freezer. Actually, maybe trying to get a little damage out there. Oh, and actually some damage did come down onto Josh.
Smith does have the wall charge though.
You still have it. All right, dropping down now into storefront. Omerta on the outside, gonna push into freezer. Very smart, expecting a bunch of those barbed wires there to be and a lot of opposition in freezer. So now they can safely push into there.
They called that exactly the position the wall charge was gonna go on.
Oh man, let's see if it pays off. There goes the wall charge. There goes the molly, expecting it.
Wasting off one flashbang.
Still a 5v5. Now they've really slowed it down. Unsure when to push here. A bunch of shots going out through that opening. Only a little bit of damage going out. Roadrunner pushing in. Here comes the big push. Rezi goes down. Volp's still alive somehow, but now goes down. Josh frantically spraying into storage, trying to get someone through that door. Lots of pressure on the bomb. Isn't going to be enough as Rain comes in with a big rotation. All down to Rain and Mackie Moose, but it's not going to be enough. Actually, Mackie with a big charge, noble charge with the shotty there. Unfortunately, not enough. Oh man, Death with another 3K actually.
That shotgun doing some work against the defenders.
I know, but wow, that was suddenly going from a very like slow, nobody's not sure what to do yet, and then suddenly a flash goes out and it's just a big push into that bomb room and it's pure chaos. And somehow they came out on top of that. That was pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, Slaughterhouse, by all means, they completely called out the plan, but I think the problem was they didn't have 3 Molotovs up there. They had the other Molotov down south in Arcade, which was probably what cost them the round, maybe, because they had the Molotov ready. They could have delayed the push even further, which wastes more and more attack utility, but they didn't have the Molotov up there, and because of that, the attackers just used that, pushed in with flashbangs, and boom, just absolutely cleared the map out. But Mackie did go with a shotgun, almost clearing out most of the attacking team of the inside of that room, but not really catching all 3 kills needed. And now we're on to Operation Grand Blood on this new factory map that we're seeing here. Another interesting setup here. Office once again overlooking the bomb as per usual. Another fan with shelving. It's a lot more of a constricted one though. Not many angles you could watch with this. I mean, there's a few. You could watch bomb. You can look into office, but other than that, you're really only getting this north side of the map cleared out. There's a lot of more angles to watch out for. You could be sitting all the way back here in office and not be spotted by the shelving angles. You could kind of be sitting. You could even sit in this container inside of docks as a defender. If you're sitting in here, you could actually pop out, kill someone that's defusing. So that's not a bad play as well. And if they're setting up smokes, this is the map to use smokes on. If you need to smoke through windows on a factory map, this is the one to do it on. There's a lot of windows on the north side that can block off perfect angles. We're seeing right here that they're already locking down what site or what areas they want to smoke off. Right there, boom. They can shoot it straight through the window, get that smoked off, and not have to worry about an angle all the way into fan. They can smoke off the bottom area, so they don't have to worry about someone shooting them from below. lot of angles you can smoke off here through the windows, and I think that Smith is definitely going to want to make use of this because Smith just loves these smokes through the windows.
Exactly, and it looks like Slaughterhouse is deciding to just hold down in here on dock and conveyors and just kind of wait for them to push into shelving here. Hopefully these smokes are not going to be too detrimental to their sightlines, but I think the smokes are really, like you said, going to win the day here. Two Igmars actually coming out here to see as for the defenders.
Frag grenade. They might throw the frag grenade onto Josh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the frag grenade went through. Is it gonna land on Josh?
Oh, it landed short. Actually, a
Does
little
do
bit of damage,
Yeah.
but just short. I think he was going for a lot more of a Hail Mary. Here comes the smoke onto.
Oh, that smoke failed a little bit.
Yeah, wound up a little bit short. Here comes the push. Running in here, the conveyor is gonna get caught up with Rain and Josh with two Igmars. No chance there. Death and Mace held back from the. Oh, Josh picking up Death there, hiding behind the fan, but not enough. Smith coming in with a saber, may be able to make a bit of a play here. Maybe pick up. Oh no,
Mace
Josh!
ready to
Josh, have mercy!
Yeah.
Oh no, Mace, what's the play here? Grab the saber, maybe. Grab
Yeah,
two flashes and run in and with a dream.
Oh, maybe. I don't know if Mace would be the type to go for this, I think. Mace is a very aggressive player. Mace might go for this. Might be being told by his team to back up, though.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna hold on to what they got here, save those flashes and the saber. Don't give it to the other team because pushing into this area, 1v4. I mean, your chances are minuscule.
Yeah. Oh, and Omerta had the clacker. They're gonna probably find Omerta's body here, get the clacker off the ground.
Yeah, doing a little bit of art here. They're very sad about that performance, unfortunately. Big frowny face. Yeah, just gonna wait out the time here. Tried to Kobe in the frag grenade, but unfortunately it wound up short, just landing like right here, and it didn't really do much. Actually, right where Roadrunner was where the frag landed.
Interesting. So yeah, no one's found the clacker. So with Mace saving, I think the defenders might believe that Mace still has the clacker, which means that Mace or Mazer still has the opportunity to kind of outplay Slaughterhouse, making them think they might go for a charge play of some kind, but they'll go for an eco.
Yeah.
Because you know they have one clacker left. They don't really want to risk it on a map that they might lose on, so they might save it for a map that they know that they can win. So they might go for eco on this next one. We'll see.
Usually kill houses you can afford to go eco, so their chances are pretty high for that.
Yeah, that was a big missed opportunity for Major though. Honestly, the frag grenades landing a little bit too short, the smoke failing. A lot went wrong that round, and they pushed through Molotov, splitting up their team. Just big loss for Mazer right there. Just getting completely caught up in the wrong grenades and the wrong placements of this grenades as well. Bit of misplay on that, but so it happens. You know, the smoke throwing is very difficult to hit.
Yeah, I know I've butchered some trying to get them through windows, and they just clonked down and landed on my face. So, yeah. But
it's very difficult.
Exactly. Moving into Apollo Injustice, and we got the dumbbell brick house.
Yeah, I see that. So the thing with these kind of brick house setups, or just rooms in general, they have this like very like large rooms, and then they're connected by a very small connector, which means that you end up getting people like if you're attacking this area, which I figure that they might actually come through this area because, or at least they'll set up in this area as defenders because. I mean, it's direct line of sight into the bomb room. You can kind of sit in here and kind of defend outside of the bomb room. But the thing you get is a lot of people hugging these corners, shooting around these corners, trying to get these long shots across, trying to get picks. But we might not see it here, but we will maybe see some defenders set up in there ready for that. But yeah, that's the thing with these short hallways is that like it's like a very small area. You can just Molotov it once and that area is completely locked down. So we might see that. Yeah, we do see a defender in there. So that's one thing I see a lot in these kind of brick house setups or room setups. And honestly, the attacker plan is going to completely avoid that area, which is interesting. So they're going through lockers, breezeway, completely ecoing like I thought. Slaughterhouse does not know that they only have one clacker left, so they might plan for a red door breach.
Actually bringing the clacker here on Omerta. Looks like they're going to be
Oh, they're going for a
pushing
wall
into
charge.
hallway here and through breezeway. So we'll see what they do. Putting the charge there. Charge out on the hallway. Mackie hearing it. Fulps with a bunch of shots out into the hallway. They haven't pushed in. They know it's not smart. Wait for them to maybe back up. Use some ammo. Mackie hurling the molly down there to slow in that entrance even more. Still tons of time left. Make the push here into this hallway. It's still a tough push because you can just get wall banged like crazy. Now they pushed in. A couple shots go out, finding a little bit of damage. Mackie hiding in the corner. Another molly on backstage, preventing that push. Smith ready with the frag. Oh, doesn't catch anybody. Rezi holding it down with a knack. There it goes. Oh no, he's caught in the corner. Still alive though. Oh, but nice shooting from Mace there, take down. But a trade actually. Josh retreats back into Brick House. Fulps and Omerta getting taken down. Actually, a bit of crossfire through a wall bang to take out Omerta. Another push here. It's just Rain and Mackie trying to make a long route here on the death. Put bomb pressure. Oh no. Doing a little dance here to prevent getting killed. Oh, it's not enough. Wow, nice play here from Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, the second they heard that defuse, they just started spamming through the wall to get that diffuser, and Death got kind of scared by that. And now Mackie has that clacker. Now Mazer has no clacker. They're out of clackers.
That is true. I don't think that red door into hallway was the best play because you can just get, like we saw, wall banged completely, and now you're just spread out and like funneled into one section, and you get slowed down because mollies can be really effective there. But if they had like split up, maybe gone breezeway, mixed it up a little bit, they maybe been able to push a little more effectively and a little more evenly.
Yeah, it's weird because they even planned for a breezeway push. I mean, they could have just not gone through the red door. I mean, even if there is problems with the hallway, they could still end up in there with the green door breezeway. They marked it up, but they ended up going through the red door anyway. And because of that, now they have to drop in through the office skylight.
Oh
Which
man, we just had
is-
skylight entrances all day.
Yeah, and honestly, this one is probably the worst one to drop into because you have to break in, and then once you're in, the defenders know that you're there because they'll hear the glass breaking, and you're kind of funneled in through two doors. There's really only two entrances you can take here. The other option would be to kind of wall charge into tellers once you drop into office, but they don't have a clacker, so they can't really do that.
Their situation has already been decided for them mostly.
Yeah, so I'm not entirely confident that Mazer will win this, but hey, I mean, it's possible if they time their flashes right, if they smoke off the right angles, it's possible. I mean, I would never say that it's impossible for attackers to win a round. It's going to be a very difficult one, though. Slaughterhouse, I don't think knows that they don't have a clacker, though. They're marking up Storefront like they have a clacker, but Mazer doesn't have one. They didn't find Omerta's body last time, and Mace did not keep it, and then that last round they wasted their clacker.
And that may just be the pressure or they need to get pressure off of office so that they can make a safe push into there. Because if they're expecting and they load up in Storefront and they don't get the rotation down quickly into office, I mean, the attackers could spread out in the bathroom and arcade rather quickly.
They are picking up a wall charge on the attacker track, which is confusing me because I know they don't have a clacker. So I'm not sure why they're bringing it, but hey, they'll have it, I guess. Maybe to switch up their expectations on defense.
Maybe they're hoping a defender had it and they're going to drop it.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, they put it on the storefront. And that's it. Well, they're gone.
Maybe they just hope someone's waiting there and they'll get a free entry.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but we're now waiting to lower into office. They got to be careful here. They've got two shotties and the rest are AP 25s. They got all their utility here. Big Smoke goes out in the bathroom. They know now that they're coming in through office. Arcade, everyone's holding their sight lines here. Rain and Josh holding down arcade, and Rezi in the bathroom with that auto shotty, ready to see just a glimpse of Argus. Another smoke goes out. They got to make a play here. Start using these smokes.
Rezi getting impatient.
Very impatient. Oh
no,
man,
this might not look good for the attackers if Rezi peeks this.
This is gonna be...
Oh no.
There goes the flash, but now.
No, they gotta watch the
Oh no! It's not very effective, but Volp's trying to get a little
A lot of health.
little damage there.
That's a lot of health taken away, though.
That is. Ottershotty's still on the ground. Looks like they may pick it up here. No, they're not. Oh, there's a door there. Oh no, Mazer trying to make any sort of play here. Mazer, Mason split. Smith just split up here. It's all down to Smith, but it's not enough. Oh no. Yeah, the lack of any sort of charges makes that really, really difficult to push.
It's looking like Slaughterhouse might win this. They're up 3 points. And going into attack, they have control of the rest of the game. They can kind of control the ebb and flow of this these next few rounds. But we have seen larger comebacks. Yeah,
it is true.
It's at
last game had a big comeback.
Yeah. So, I mean, it could go either way. I mean, we've seen larger comebacks. Right now, it's match point, so Mazer's looking a little bit rough around the edges right now in terms of points. But, I mean, if they can bring up their defense, I know they have a very strong defense. Their defense game is extremely strong. So, if they can kind of hold off Slaughterhouse for another 3 rounds, they can tie it up and secure, positive points against Slaughterhouse. So we'll see what happens here, but it looks like Slaughterhouse might go for a green door entry here going into office, which is not bad at all. I'm not too sure exactly how this will go. I mean, to me, Slaughterhouse is probably going to take it slow in the first few rounds, try to gauge exactly how they want to play this aggressively or a bit passively. But it looks like this map, they want to go a bit passively. They're not too sure they can win this. So I don't know. Office is not a bad play at all. They can take control of this upper area and kind of hold this area. They can get onto the shelves, kind of watch all these angles. A lot of potential in the office region, and then they can also rotate up north, maybe hit the power if they really want to. Not really necessary, but they can also just move in straight through shelving, go straight into the bomb site while they have teammates watching their office. But that's kind of their best bet right now. I think their best bet is to kind of out-aim Mazer here. But Mazer's going to be very, very cautious not to lose too many players here because the second they mess up, it's over for them.
Yeah, this push here into storage is a bit tricky because you can have so many people just wall off here from shelving, especially. Hopefully we're going to see some smokes here. Slaughterhouse doesn't have a whole lot drawn out there.
Yeah, I think they're kind of improvising here.
I think so. I'm trying to figure out what they want to do. They got long range here and a shotgun, so it looks like they're ready for anything. Flash goes out on that window. Omerta, a couple of shots exchanged there, no damage. But now they're moving into Toxic here, making their line actually maybe split up here. Moving up here into storage here. Going into that office push. Roadrunner ready for them. They got the barbed wire there. Volp's ready with the shotty. Couple shots go out. A little bit of damage on... Oh, actually taking Josh down to half. Couple more shots here. Mace holding down with the mob. Oh, taking out Volps. Flash goes out. Oh no. Smith taking down Resi with a long-range Gruber.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Slaughterhouse. Mazer, like you said, strong defense and just excellent gunplay here, making these shots. Oh no, does take it down, Josh. Backy's got a saver. Oh, Rain taking down a death, but Smith's around there to back him up and does just exactly that.
Yeah, no, they did not plan well enough for this, and Mazer, they're ready. They're ready for this attack push. They're ready to just kind of take all these angles, take the offense when they need to, and they pushed exactly when they need to. They just played perfectly, just holding their angles, not moving an inch. Don't get too aggressive. Don't get too cocky. Just sit here, ready for these angles, and Mackie has to back up. Just no health. Not being able to take out any more players on Mazer's side.
Yeah, maybe just playing for a little extra games here. As Mazer's going to take this one, and Mackie's going to go for a little bit of a walk north of here to save this neighbor.
For lunch, I guess.
I guess so.
The next factory.
Exactly. Chat, wow, really solid gunplay here from Mazer as they were able to make shots. I mean, come on. I mean, Smith got a shot from way down here, way up to here with a Gruber. That's just nuts.
Yeah, that Gruber shot was was something. I didn't know Smith was able to. I don't know if Smith was going to be able to snipe all the way back there from a Gruber, but just proved me wrong right there. The Gruber, I guess, can be long range if you really hit those headshots.
Yeah, for sure. But now it's still game point here for Slaughterhouse as Mazer goes up 1 to make it 6-4. Let's see if they can repeat that and make this go all the way to game 12 to tie it up.
They still have the advantage here. They can still control the flow of the match. I mean, even right now, they could still just go eco and go all out on this last round.
Yeah, like we saw on this map before, the push here is a little awkward. But kitchen and hallway, that hallway push is just again like really, really rough. But yeah, man, what do you think Slaughterhouse is gonna do here?
I mean, I don't know, because the thing is, it was, we saw last time that hallway was a bit of a death sentence for them because they went through this red door and they just got completely picked off. And even if they got control of the bomb site, they're able to still get completely shot through the walls there and just put a lot of pressure through the walls because this bomb is in a perfect position to just be completely wall banged from really anywhere on the map at this point other than kitchen. But I think that they want to go for kitchen, it seems, or maybe breezeway. I'm not entirely sure. Their plan seems to be going through brick house in the end. Not a bad move because they kind of have the advantage here in terms of flashes. They can flash off these angles, not have to worry about people hiding behind you. They can flash them out, just completely exterminate whatever's in brick house, and then they can move into the bomb room. The other issue being that they still have to clear out backstage, because if they don't clear out backstage, people can just be picking them off with damage all the way from backstage, or even just shooting through the walls, just shooting straight through with auto shotty or just any kind of machine gun that they can get their hands on, just spraying through the walls. So Slaughterhouse has their work cut out for them for clearing out a lot of these rooms and making sure they don't get wall banged. And even right now, we're seeing that Mazer setting up in perfect spots. I mean, we have a person backstage. We have 2 people on club, 1 person in brick house that might halt them if they don't check this corner correctly. And they have 1 person, another person in brick house right there setting up. Maybe Mace might go for an op shot here through breezeway.
Yeah,
We'll
club
see.
is just such a solid place to hold up. I mean, you've got walls here for a slight bit of line of sight and to break line of sight, but yeah, it's just a solid place to hold up, and it's really difficult to push into without a really solid plan. But let's see what Slaughterhouse does here. They're setting up with a charge on kitchen, it looks like. There goes, a long smoke
That
there,
was good.
breaking out breezeway. Moving into kitchen here, Volps and Resi with a shotty. Mackie holding back with the saber. Josh moving up here into breezeway and Rain following shortly behind him. Rain's got a frag grenade. Let's see if he can get something good out of that. Bunch of shots there coming out from Omerta, but they are all alone once they push into brick houses here. Bunch more shots coming out of club. Man, it's just so hard to push in there. Oh, there goes the molly backing them up. Now everyone's back there. Omerta's still trying to put pressure through brick house. See if we can get a couple wall bangs here. I don't think they're going to expect him to be there. There goes the flash. A bunch of shots go out, taking him down. And now pushing hard into brick house. Everyone, all the defenders now in club. Roadrunner with a bunch of wall bangs with that Igmar. Such an effective weapon to wall bang with. So many shots that are very high damage. Able to take down Resi. Smith holding him down with that auto shotty, maybe going for a rotation here, holding up that hallway, which seems to be a smart move as Volps is moving their way in. Molly goes out to slow that push. Volps with a bunch of wall banks. Smith covering that damage. But we've got Mackie with very little health, but it doesn't matter as he takes down Mace with the saber. Alright, now it's 4v3 as they push in here, going down Roadrunner. Smith still, getting caught in the molly and then with more damage as Slaughterhouse pushes in here to take the game. Taking it 7-4. Wow, man.
Tying it up right there. That's what they needed right there to kind of keep the advantage going with Mazer versus Slaughterhouse here, bringing it to a complete tie for both teams. Mazer won that first game, and now Slaughterhouse tying it up, winning the second game. A very close game. overall, just absolute. Some rounds were absolute stomps from one side. Some rounds were extremely close. Other rounds were just complete stomps from the other side. Just a very varied game, but at the same time, very close. A lot of smart plays coming from Mazer and Slaughterhouse. Smokes through the windows. Frag grenades going in perfect spots. Absolute mayhem through the wall bangs, and the sniper shots also great as well.
Yeah, actually, so we had a bunch of multi-kills there, a lot of them on Mazer, not so much from Slaughterhouse. A lot of the kills were split up amongst many of their team. But yeah, I mean, Mace had a couple 3Ks, Road had a 3K, and Death had a 4K and a 3K. But yeah, I think definitely their use of smokes on both of these teams really won the game there. I mean, this might be something for a lot of teams to review on how to use like smokes effectively, especially.
Yeah, this is the most I've seen these smokes being used, and they helped a lot. Sometimes they fail and it doesn't work in your favor, but other times when they work, they are incredible. They work very, very well. And I've seen before, even frag grenades through windows can absolutely demolish the defense team sometimes and catch them off guard. If you know that someone's gonna be hiding in a position that's very powerful, you can try to throw a frag grenade all the way through. And if you get that kill, getting that advantage right off the bat against the defense team is imperative to winning on the attack side. You need to take every advantage you can get, and the defense team kind of gets hurt by that. But we saw that Mazer was using the smokes perfectly, using them exactly where they needed to, smoking off angles they didn't want to deal with, and then clearing it out later. Just overall, great plays and very smart planning on both sides as well.
One thing I noted there was, or I noticed, was that we didn't see a whole lot of action from auto shotties in both of these games. A lot of times they just got shut down. They had
Yeah,
a lot of potential, but unfortunately, when the teams rushed in, auto shotty was left open, or they got caught up in a utility, or just wall bangs, and they weren't able to be used effectively. And it almost breaks my heart because it's my favorite weapon. But yeah, definitely two very interesting games that I think a lot of the league could take notice of because there were a lot of interesting things there. Um, but yeah, what was your biggest takeaway, Spooky?
I mean, other than the smokes coming through the windows, like you mentioned, I mean, the auto shot he got shut down a lot. It seems like the teams are getting a little bit better at determining where the auto shotgun's going to be, flashing them out, clearing them out as soon as possible so they don't get sprayed down. And even if the auto shot did get sprayed down, sometimes it did do a lot of damage that helped the team later on in the round, or sometimes it doesn't. It kind of all depends on the planning of the team, aim, just overall coordination. I think that teams need to focus a lot more on thinking outside the box, like some of these teams have been doing recently. We saw that the wall charge plays were absolutely incredible, making angles that would have put them in the advantage perfectly, and using smoke grenades through windows. Once again, just thinking outside the box really gets you the advantage overall, and secures a lot of rounds in the end.
Right, and hopefully we see a lot of that next week, as actually DPL officially takes a couple of days off actually in an opportunity here for DreamHack. Actually, due process will be featured there, especially the DPL. I think it's still available to sign your team up, and we would love to see you there. I know it's going to be very exciting, as we're going to have due process featured on a main stage like DreamHack. I'm very excited to see that. So, uh, Spooky, this has been awesome, and these two teams were amazing to watch today. And as for me, I hope everybody has the great rest of the week, and we'll see you at DreamHack.
Yeah, we'll see you there, and just be prepared to see some amazing games coming from there.
All right, take care, everybody.